I have been looking forward to this episode where we finalize a 3-episode long coastal build, and looking at the end result, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Step 1 was our opera house, but it needed a little bit more body, which we are providing this episode. We laid down the groundwork for a commercial zone, but it didn't feel quite finished. Of course, all of that will change after today. With canals, small plazas, trees and shops, we are tying this area together. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Kings Bay City. Last episodes we have worked on this area right here, and I think it is safe to say that this project was a multi-series, multi-episode build, because it took us 2 episodes to build this entire area, and we did not even finish our commercial zone at the back of our Oslo Opera House. So that is where we find ourselves today, with a finishing up to do right here, and that is what we are going to do. If we have some time left, I think we are going to start building the infrastructure around here for what is going to be our historic city center. And for now, you see me deleting these roads and infrastructure here because I think we're going to do a small overhaul here. And what I set out to do, or what I said we would do here, is build a sort of small old harbor area. And that is something that should in the future connect up to what is going to be, I think, our city, old town moats that are going around here. And in the end, we are going to connect it up over here, so we have some extra water infrastructure to build up. I really do like the water infrastructure, and I want to have a sort of vibe where in the end we I'm not sure if that's familiar to anyone, but there is Christianshavn, I think, in Copenhagen, where the old meets the new, I think. There is an old fortress, and also new apartment blocks next to the water or canals. And I do really like that kind of vibe. I'm not sure if we can create that this episode, but we are going to see. What I'd like to do first is start with placing down the canals right here, and working with water here can be quite tricky, so this is going to fill in pretty fast, I assume. And this area is quite prone to flooding. As you can see right here on our map, this area is a little bit lower than the rest, which means water can come in quite easily, and therefore I'm going to heighten that a little bit. And the bad part, of course, is that our sunken trench system starts here, where you can see it's clearly underneath the water level. That's why we have raised this a little bit, so hopefully we can keep the floodings to a minimum while working here. But let's see, it has already started. So what we are going to do is place down a water pump in order to pump out all of the water that might be leaking in. Of course, we have a pumping service, so we should be fine. But this pumping station, or this pump, really helps with getting rid of the water in a timely manner, excuse me. Now that we have placed the first canal, let me just play around with placing down the rest. And I think placing it here and a little bit higher up should help with the flooding. There we go. And from here on out, let's just drag a small canal right here up until this point and drag it up down here. And what I want to do is create a sort of shopping area with the pedestrian zones. I think that would be cool if we could get a sort of pedestrian zone in here, and hope it doesn't start to flood. Before we continue, let me just fill this up until that end a little bit, and it is going fine with our water and with the flooding. And we have a little bit of water seeping over the edges right here, but that shouldn't concern us all that much. We have our bus lane here. We're going to see if we need that, but first we are going to make sure our water is being pumped out again by another water pump. And let's wait for the water to settle down a little bit. There we go. The water should be settled down a little bit. Just going to make sure that the terrain is... Yeah, let's raise this canal one click, I think, if I look at the height of the terrain. There we go. This seems to make sure that the water stays within the canals. There we go. And let's make sure we select all of these canal nodes and get them to the proper height where hopefully we won't have to deal with these floodings anymore. There we go. And now they are on that height, we can start adjusting our terrain to fit the edges. So let me just do that for now. And there we go. The water isn't really that high in the canals anymore, which is fine. And like I said, we do want to have a pedestrian area right here. And I think I need to take a good look at these shops here. I do like those shops. Removing that water pump, let the water flow right back in. But let's not get distracted by that. Let's place down another pump again. And yeah, I placed down these buildings in a previous episode. They are the emerging downtown buildings, commercial buildings, which is quite fine. They look great. But I am going to delete those for now because we are going to need this space here for our development and our road layout. And the water keeps flowing in, so let me just see if we can fix that by raising the terrain around it to match this height. I'm not sure if that is going to work. Maybe I should need to raise that canal a little bit more. So let's do that. And as you can see, it is quite tricky. The canals are quite a bit higher, but the water is has settled down significantly lower now, which is weird. Well, let's see how this works for us now. First of all, we are going to need to paint a pedestrian area. Let's do that right away. And it seems we have some issues with our sewage and with our power, which seems to me that we have a power issue. There we go. A little too little power production. So we're going to just plop down one. Yeah, let's place down just one coal power plant. And this is a temporary one. Of course, we're going to fix that in a later stage. But for now, let's see if that solves our issues. It does. That is great. Seems like this episode, the start of this episode, is one filled with minor issues and incidents. Where were we? We were here with our paint pedestrian area. So let's start by painting this part in. Of course, I want to remove that water pump in the future again, but for now let's keep it in. Let's make sure our pedestrian area goes all the way up here, and perhaps all the way up here as well. What I'd love to do is, or love to see, is that this road where our pump is placed right now is a pedestrian tram road, and we are going to change that up as well. There we go. Now that we fill in the pedestrian area, of course we do need a pedestrian service building, and there are several options of placing those buildings in. There is the possibility, and in the meantime we do have an autosave or something. That is why, yeah, it is packaging. That's why my game is pretty slow at the moment. It's quite the autosave, looking at the time it takes. There we go. And if the pedestrian area is, if you want, you can extend the zone somewhere else, place down your service point, and erase a part of the pedestrian area again. So you can place down the service area or service point somewhere differently. We are not going to do that just now, because there is enough space for us to work with at the moment. We can put it pretty close up sides of the library, and this fits in quite well here. This is a small pedestrian area service point, and in the future we might need to upgrade it to a large service point. Like I said, I do want this road to be a pedestrian road with tram tracks, and of course we do have those. Let me see in our pedestrian area. I'm not sure if we have those unlocked already, but we do. The small sandstone and the with tram tracks, there we go. So let's make sure our road is a small pedestrian zone, and there we go. And I misclicked it a little bit there, but it's okay. This road really doesn't need to be a big 4-lane tram road. It can be one of these as well, which is quite fine. We also have the bus-only roads, the small sandstone pedestrian street with bus-only lanes, and we are going to use those as well for our, of course, for our buses. And it seems we need to, this fits quite nicely, but our canal really doesn't fit here in this area if we leave this in a straight line. So let's see if we can move this over ever so slightly. This is fine. We do have a small space to work with, and that's okay. Let's flatten out the terrain a little bit more. And yeah, what we want is some more buses. And yeah, what I mean is, of course, we don't want more buses, we want more bus lanes. And let's make sure we build it over here. And we are going to adjust the height when it's time for that. Yeah, let me just fill in this area with the road network, and I will see you soon. Okay, so the first networks are in place, and I think this road is a temporary one, which is already in use, and that's great. And we extended the canal a little bit further out, so we have a nice big shopping area right here. And of course, this needs to be filled with shops as well. And for this, I do like to use those shops we had in earlier from the Emerging Downtown Content Creator Pack, and our water pump is still doing its job here. There we go. Whenever we place in a new part of the canal, it seems that a part is overflowing, which is what it is. Not sure why, but that's how the game mechanics work. Yeah, let me just go in, and it's very nice that these paths are already in use, or these pedestrian areas. So yeah, I am going to see if our pedestrian zone has been filled in. Yes, it has been, because that is the way it was selected. I see we do have a small park problem here because of the automatic auto paint for the pedestrian zone. So I'm going to fix that. And of course, we are going to start placing some buildings in. And yeah, let's see if we can make something nice out of this. So I think we placed down enough buildings because we still have enough time to start detailing this area. And it didn't really turn out as I wanted, because my first idea was, I think I've said that before, is create some sort of a harbor idea here with some barges, boats and stuff. And I'm not really sure if that would have worked, because the water height is just too unstable. It goes up and down a little bit. That's not bad, but that's not really too well for here. When I'm detailing this area, I think it is okay if we add in some, well, some old harbor props, for example, a crane or some sort of things that do remind of the way this area perhaps used to be as an old harbor area. But yeah, that's not going to do it for now, at least not for the houseboats and barges and stuff. In the meantime, I see we are bleeding money a little bit, and we are close to our next milestone, which is the milestone where we can have high density residential. So I quickly placed down a small area right here, where of course some houses have grown in, and I'm going to continue this out a little bit, because I think we need first some cash flow at least, and we also want to have some more residents, because I really want to go for that high density residential. So that's why I am just building these temporary neighborhoods here. These aren't going to last, just like this area here where we have our service buildings, but I do want to get to the next milestone ASAP, and we have been on this one for quite some time. We have dedicated a lot of episodes now to our water or our areas right here, without building a single residential home. Of course, I have taken a look at our tram line, which is a little bit weird going up around here. So what I am going to do is delete the entire line. I know we can redraw it. We can just redraw it, but or change the stops on the line. But it's okay. I just think it is good to redo it all together and see where we want to take it. So I think we had a stop over here, and of course we have a stop here, here, and here, and then our tram line goes into our, well, our nicely built zone alongside of the water here. And of course we are going to dive into our fishing industry zone, and we're going to add some stops on this line. And I think that the tram should go off to the right to our nicely built plaza, our Oslo Opera House. And then this is the question, where do we go from here? I think adding a stop just in front of the library seems like a good idea, and of course in our commercial corridor right here, another stop, and it might even be worth it to take it around here, have another stop over here, and return to base. There we go. And I am not going to make a counterclockwise or a a route the other way around because that is not yet necessary for the size of our city. I see we have this library popping its trees on our road a little bit, so let's just move it a little bit, and I think we squeeze it in like this, it fits, there we go, and our trees aren't in the water. And there we have it, a big town. We have reached a population of 5,500, and we can build residential wall-to-wall buildings, the IT clusters, and everything nice that the higher density buildings bring us. And that is great because I have left a small space here for some high density residential, and the demand for residential has plummeted a little bit, but that really doesn't matter because we are going to delete those temporary neighborhoods we just built in the back. But first, let me take a look at the time we have, and we also need to start detailing this area like we promised. Okay, so we are about a half hour in. I think I have shot about an hour of footage. And let's start detailing around a little bit before we continue. If we continue, I'm not sure if there is enough time. We did place down enough commercial properties, I think. And we also got, of course, to the next milestone, which means we have the availability for high density zonings in the buildings. And yeah, while I start detailing this, let's just think about how and if we are going to be able to integrate that in this episode as well. We left some space over there in the back where we have some options to perhaps place down some extra high density zoning. And yeah, let me just start detailing this, and like I said, see how much time we have left to think of something that would be amazing down there. So we did a lot of detailing, but I still feel this area isn't really all complete. So yeah, this is going to be somewhat longer episode, but let's make sure that we also bring in some of that high density buildings that we have just been able to unlock. And I wanted to go for some residential around this area, but also make sure that this little nook is filled up as well. And yeah, let's see what we can bring to the table here. I think there are some of those. Yeah, I have already selected those. I really like these mixed use buildings. Not sure why it is plopping to the wrong side, but that's okay. We're going to flip it around. This building looks quite interesting. This is a building from the workshop, which is a mixed use building, and it has it is a modular Rico building. So if you can see, this is the base, and I'm just going to slide it over here, and it consists of another structure, which is this part, and yeah, it is snapping on the wrong side. Oh, there we go. And as you can see, together this top one is a high density residential and the bottom one is a commercial zone, and we can place those directly on top of each other, and they look amazing. Usually they snap to the road. I'm not sure why it snapped on the wrong side, but that's fine for now. We can just make it look decent enough when we use the moving model a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I'll fix that later, but you catch my drift. This looks quite nice next to the water side here. And in the meantime, we also need some extra pedestrian roadways behind here. And let's see if we can stop the snapping here and get this one alongside of this road or alongside of this building and fix the node. I'll change the node over a little bit. Well, there we go. And of course this is going to be in a straight angle like so. And let's build this out a little farther so we can fill this up with some residential. And I have found some extra buildings to place down in there, which is the Grand Cove. I really like those condos. They look great, and they are going to be. I think this area here is going to be sort of a park area, so to create some division between the commercial and the residential zone. And let's see what we can make of this. The placement of the asset, let's make sure it is on ground, because then we can place it freely wherever we like and make sure that it connects properly. And of course we will, or is it possible to do that with, not exactly. I think to prevent game issues happening in the future, I am going to extend this pedestrian road all the way up there, and let's make sure this connects up nicely, and then we can place down our, well, this looks great, doesn't it? These are great assets, and let's bring them a little bit closer. And we have, is this a corner? This is a corner, which is great. There we go. And let's see if we can continue building this out in a nice manner here. And I think this is it for now. We have spent quite some time working on this area. I think this is quite nice, a little nook with some extra residential, some small commercial building. They look nice, and of course, yeah, I really love this building. I'm not sure how this will go with the sound or the noise pollution, but we'll see. Um, we still have some nooks to fill up another time, but I think it is quite nice. We have built some nice big park here as well, with some greenery around. And yeah, in the end, we have done quite a lot with this episode, and I hope uh, this looks as you hoped it would look. It looks great to me, I think, with all the small details here, small areas. Uh, yeah, and of course, next episode we're going to build even further. Yeah, let's see what we're going to do next episode. Probably we'll fill in those areas a little bit with I'm not sure yet. Um, and yeah, in the near future, we're going to delete this neighborhood as well, because we're going to fulfill our residential demand with some high density residential. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.